Hey everybody, it's Old School Nerd. Welcome in. It's still Monday, and it's time we get to our requests. Because our requests started yesterday in the live stream. We have a lot to do this week, but we have a lot of new music that I have to get to. But we're going to get to all of it because this is what I do. All right, so the first request of the week comes from Magnet Hero, otherwise known as Brock. And Brock says, dropping a request for the community. Seen it in the comments, requests for Coldrain. Let's Do their mega hit Mayday featuring RYO live was used as the second opening for Fire Force. Interesting. Here's the problem. I have no idea who the hell Fire Force is. It's okay, because I have no idea who Coldrain is. The only thing I know so far is I know who Magnet Hero is. His name is Brock. And he has gotten his ass kicked by a broom before. But that's not the point of this. Okay. This song is called Mayday. It's a live performance featuring RYO. Don't know who RYO is. Don't know who Coldrain is. Don't know where they're from. Don't know anything about them. So this is going to be a reaction based totally on this performance. So as much as you're going to want to go into the comments and tell me why I'm wrong about so many different things, yeah, I know. But I don't know anything about this band. That's why it's a reaction. If I know everything about the band and I've heard all their music, it's not a real reaction. Just me pretending to like a band or faking that it's brand new to me. No, really, this is really new to me. I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what their sound is. We're going to find out together because you guys want me to react to it. So let's get into this. Like and subscribe to the channel. Please check out this band. The link to this video will be in the description below. Check us out on oldschoolnerd.com. It's got all of our social media posts. It's got the Patreon link for those who want to help support the channel, and we appreciate that so much. And the merchandise store. Here we go. Coldrain, Mayday featuring RYO live. Love live performances. Hopefully the sound isn't too bad. Have you noticed how a lot of live performances are poorly mixed because they're recorded from a live audience? So you have that overwhelming bass sound and it's, but the energy, it's kind of a balance. Let's see how they do.
Let's go!
Okay, it's hard to hear it because it's a live performance and the mix is not as good as it would be in a studio album. But because of the energy of it, I prefer it anyway. I do like that bass line. The bass line and the rhythm guitarist are really getting into that lower end. It's I like it. It's pushing. Drums are very straightforward, 4 on the floor, but it helps by the drums going 4 on the floor like this, just straight 4 count. It allows that bass player and that rhythm guitarist playing that hook and that riff to be the center point and really stand out, which is great. I also heard a little bit of that lead guitar or the second guitar doing a little bit of high-end phrasing, kind of liking that. I'm hearing a vocalist doing a little bit more of an aggressive growling noise, a shout out more than vocal singing. Let's see where it goes from here. I know I stopped it, but remember, I have never heard of this band. I have no idea who they are. This is my first song and it's a live performance. So because I have to be an honest person when I do reactions, I'm going to share with you what I'm seeing and feeling from it. Fair? Fair. Nice crowd. Big crowd.
Think what you gotta leave now. You're wearing out your welcome, but no one here wants to see you here. Yeah. Think that you want from day one, but soon the devil will come. You know just why you want to.
Okay, that bass line is pushing. That low end rhythm, that low end melodic tone that's down in the bottom. Instead of being a high melodic music, they're going really low because the singer is singing in a high pop range. Now, when I say high pop range, please don't think I'm saying he's a pop singer. I'm not. But I'm catching little parts where he's being kind of falsetto in his voice, where he's going into his head voice to make these notes. Kind of a pop feel to it. Not saying he's a boy band guy, not. But he's going high. Don't hate it, because Chester Bennington did it for his entire career, and it worked. Because it was such a difference from the sound of Linkin Park that when he did it, it works. Okay? So that's what I'm catching from that. Okay? kind of liking it. You know me, I love a good groove. I'm a groove band guy. So if your bass line is doing like this, now, I'm going to continue on. Let's just see where it goes. I want to see if the crowd gets in on it. That's the key. Because if this is a festival performance, you know how sometimes you can see a festival performance and the band's playing and you see like 100 people in the front of the crowd are just losing their shit, and then the 89 to 90,000 people behind them are just standing there watching. But you see a band go out there and they're singing and the whole 100,000 people are in. That's a connection. So let's see where they go. Remember, no idea who these people are. So I'm just giving you guys, when you guys ask, what do you think about when you do reactions? This is the kind of stuff I'm thinking about. This is a live performance. I want to see how they push the narrative live. I want to see how they connect to a crowd. I want to see how they manage the crowd. I want to see if they can connect, have that energy brought back to them. Those are the keys to live performances. You can do that. You don't even need me to react. You're just badass.
Trying to save yourself like you always do. Every bridge we bear, you think it's yourself. When everything is dead.
Okay, I'm only stopping it to notice, to let you know that I did notice. The crowd did call back. They did sing a line back to him. He let the crowd get in on it. They did respond. I did notice that the crowd's response was very youthful. I'm not saying it was female voices or male voices, but it did sound very youthful. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, not everybody can have, you know, a bunch of 40, 50-year-olds singing Slipknot back. It's just not a thing. But the vocal setting seems more youthful. Totally respect it. Do like the crowd calling back, which means this is probably their concert, not necessarily a festival concert, but crowd participation is always a good sign. Continue. It's very poppy though. Very poppy feel. You know what I'm saying? Like boy band kind of feel. Please, I'm not giving him shit. I'm just saying it's very poppy feeling, but it's a transition away. They're not just sticking to this light stuff, and they're not sticking to the growling, aggressive vocals either. They're kind of floating back and forth, and it gives a dynamic to the song, which I like. Totally respect it. One thing I am catching from this so far is this live, the stuff I'm catching in the background from the band and the arrangement makes me want to hear this song's studio live recording. Like a recording of the song from the studio. Because I feel like the arrangement of this is very elaborate and the live performance doesn't capture it as well. You know what I'm saying? You guys know me. I love critically dynamic arrangements. And it sounds like they've got one going on, but this recording does not show it because it's live. So rather than me saying I like it or not like it, let me say they're making me want to dig in to see more about them, which is high praise for me because, you know me, I'll write off a band in like 2 seconds because, you know, a-hole's got to kick them off. So.
You know why we can trust you. Get the fuck up. No crooked desire. Let us have it. Let's get it. Then fight it. Let's point it.
I'm hearing a dynamic in the bass line, but it's still the same push. There's no difference in it. Like it's a groove, but the groove perpetuates. And the guitars are supporting it, and there's some layering, but there's no, it's the same rotational thing. I'm waiting to see if this band, in this song, now they may not, it may not be this song that does it, but I'm sure there might be some that do, where the band takes a complete left turn. And when they do that complete left turn, does the crowd go with them? That's what I'm looking for in this band. I'm hearing little wisps of different arrangements and different changes of styling, but it only teases it. It doesn't really do it. You know what I'm saying? It's still staying within the structure of just a simple arrangement. And they do little wisps of creativity, but are they going to step off with no net and just go for it? These are the things I listen for, guys. I'm sorry. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Boy, you asked for something and they kind of deliver. That was weird. I wanted them to take a left-hand turn. I wanted them to go completely off script and change the arrangement. Go to a transition where it goes to a totally different sound to see if a power bridge or something that pulls away from the constant pattern. It sounds like that's what they're doing. I'm hoping so. Let's see how far they go with it. Crowd reaction. Yeah. Not only are they doing something, I'm assuming that this is the guy RYO that came in, that's joining in with them. Different pattern, different rhythm, different time signature too. A complete transition. It was smooth of a transition. And when they did it, crowd caught it. They were in it. And then in this little peak where both vocalists, the one joining them in, I'm assuming that's RYO, and then the lead vocalist of Coldrain, when they both did this crescendo, crowd reacted. A primal reaction, which is slow golf clap, guys. Slow golf clap right there. That's the kind of stuff that I like. Where you're dynamic, you do turns, you change it. It's not the same thing over and over again. But when you're a band, and I don't care what genre you are, you could put out great records, you could do great stuff in the studio. When you get into a live setting, when you can do something that will grasp and get a crowd reaction that is emotionally invested in a song and a change like that, slow golf clap right there. Legit. Good stuff. I like it. Nice. Ooh, breakdown. I like that. Ooh, I like that. Whoa, hold on. The breakdown is great. It's dynamic. It brings it down to a level. A good breakdown where, and what I mean by a breakdown is you're staying in the same timing signature, but your drums are going to a half count. Like instead of playing 4 notes, they're playing every other one. And it makes the song feel like it's emphasizing the downbeat. But the count doesn't change. It's still the same tempo, but it adds an emphasis, and it's referred to as a breakdown. Now, when you use breakdowns, you want to use them sparingly because they're important. They did a breakdown when they transferred into this different timing signature to emphasize that RYO was coming out, and it worked. And then here in this part, they're doing it again to emphasize a crescendo in this portion of the song, and it pulls you in, and the crowd goes nuts for it. That's good performance. That's good arrangement. That's good storytelling. And music is about telling a story with music. The reason why I stopped it is because there's a little hook that I hear that the guitarist does right here at this little part. I was like, wait a minute. No, I want to hear that again because it was a perfect little, all the melody is down here in the bottom because it's guttural. But yet this guitarist is going to come up here and just do a little tag on the top in a higher octave with his guitar. If you catch it, it's dynamic. And now it makes me do one thing and one thing only. Now that I've heard this, I want to hear this band. I want to hear their studio stuff. I want to hear their full musical thing that's not live. I've seen they've got the energy. I've seen they know how to command a crowd. That's great. Now I want to see how musical their storytelling and arrangements can get in creativity. Because that makes me happy, because I want to hear that. I just want to hear this real quick. Listen. I like that. Nice. That's pretty intense. I like that. That's pretty cool. All right, if you want to know how to make me get in on something, that's how you do it for me. Because the emotion of it is what draws me in. It really does. I mean, that's what will draw me in to a band is dynamic storytelling, arrangement. And I've never heard this band before. I've never heard of them before. A lot of you have, because you've been asking for this for a while, and I'm glad I could finally do it for you. When bands are really young, sometimes they could do something you've never seen before, because they can be very creative. I want to hear more of what they're doing. I've enjoyed this, but I want to see more. I want to see if this is just something that is a hit for them, or do they continue to evolve? So put it in the comments. What's another Coldrain song that I need to hear that tells the story of this band? Because I want to know more. My name is Old School Nerd. Yes, I am old, but you're never too old to discover something you've never heard before. And they do such a great job in a live performance. You want to learn more. That is the signature of a good band. That's the signature of a good story. And that's it for me. Yeah, it's a Monday, but it's a pretty good day for a Monday. Did a little Greta Van Zeppelin. Did some Coldrain. Never heard of Coldrain, but I'm kind of digging it, so it's cool.